just several decades earlier, Nicholas Romanov. Not everyone can boast that they brought communism into the world. Not that anyone in their right mind would, but still. Nicholas Romanov, also known as the last Russian emperor, ruled so incompetently that he managed to make Russia the breeding ground for the ideology that to this day haunts the world. One would guess that such a man can't be that rich. But unlike with Russia, when it comes to his wealth, Nicholas did pretty well. With $300 billion in his bank account, while his subjects literally ate grass and dirt, one could easily spot some minor social injustices. One would be forgiven to wonder, how could this czar get such vast wealth when his citizens were so poor? The answer lies with America, more accurately, Alaska. Romanov was the one who sold the oil-rich peninsula to the USA in fear of losing it to the British. Of course, when he sold it, he had no idea how rich in resources the land was. But, well, it's not as if he lost his head over, oh wait, never mind. Of course, the Tsar and his family lived in supreme luxury that could even be the envy of today's billionaires. One can only witness the opulence they lived in when seeing the magnificent palaces in St. Petersburg and Moscow. One of these palaces is the Kremlin, where today another power-hungry maniac is residing. Whether his end would be the same, we will see. John D. Rockefeller. Being dubbed as the most productive man who ever lived is a testament to how John D. Rockefeller became the richest man on this planet in the middle of the 20th century. Over his entire life, Rockefeller is estimated to have earned over $5 trillion. By the end of his life, his net worth was estimated to be around $400 billion. And how could it be otherwise? With his Standard Oil, he controlled 90% of the U.S. oil market for a few decades, at the end of the 19th century and the start of the 20th. Unlike today's billionaires, Rockefeller knew how to spend his money, not just raise them. One of his first big purchases was his life. He paid not to be drafted into the American Civil War, which most probably saved his life. In his later year, he had the idea to pay British Prime Minister Winston Churchill to write his biography. Well, that didn't happen, but the idea was great regardless. But of course, one of John's biggest expenditures was to build all the family mansions, which today are nothing short of cultural landmarks. They are not only architectural masterpieces, but also are richly decorated with beautiful pieces of art from famous painters. Rockefeller was also one of the first billionaires who had a thing for cars. Back then, owning a car was nothing short of a statement, and John had one of the first automobiles ever produced. Unfortunately, he unintentionally set a standard where everyone who reaches 10 figures in their bank account has to have a garage of ultra-expensive cars. So it wasn't all good that Rockefeller left this world.